All right. Hey, so I am Megan Thomas, and I am so excited to share with you guys a little bit about my story. Talk to you about our team and the exciting things that are coming up that you'll get to be a part of. So I am a newlywed and soon to be mom of a new pup this weekend. I am a nurse and I've been a coach for about 5 years. So maybe you've heard of Beachbody. You've probably heard of like P90X and Insanity. And the cool thing is Beachbody didn't stop with those amazing programs. And just like our journey, this company is constantly evolving. So like we just added a 6-week program that's kind of like an athlete training style program to Beachbody On Demand, which if you're not familiar, it's a library that has a bunch of workouts and nutrition programs that you can easily stream. They have a bar program that's going to be launching in 2020 that I'm super, super excited about. Shakeology has been my jam for the last 5 years. It's the superfood shake that I drink, and next month they're releasing a holiday flavor and new vegan protein bars. And then super exciting, in 2020 we're actually going to be continuing our international expansion into France. So don't worry, we're going to teach you guys how to build those friendships, how to help other people right where they're at, even if they're in France, get started on their health journeys, get started on their coaching journeys as well. So not just the US, not just Canada, not just the UK, but we're going into France, which is super exciting. And that's the amazing thing about social media, right? Like we get to meet people all over the world, exactly where they are. Our paths probably would never cross. And I find that that's one of the really, really cool special gifts about coaching is you get to meet people all over the place. And next stop is going to be France. So I didn't actually know much about social media when I got started myself. So when I became a coach about 5 years ago, I was new to a city in Florida. I was new at a job. I didn't have a big social media following at all. I think I had 200 friends on Facebook, no Instagram. And actually the absence of community in my life and really good quality friendships was something I was really craving. I was going to the gym. I was working 12, 14, 16 hours a day at the hospital. So I was going to the gym, and sometimes it was a struggle to get there, honestly. So it was really, really helpful and kind of encouraging when I was hearing about the options of like working out from home, what this girl was telling me about. And I met her at the gym because we had the same trainer. So I had hired a personal trainer, and at this point it was about 9 months. I hired a trainer because right before that I was diagnosed with spinal tumors, and I was at a point where I was clueless. I had always been clueless, but I was still clueless as how to serve my body, especially with nutrition, but I didn't know what kind of exercises I could do that would not hurt my back worse, would give me results, but be something that I could tolerate. I had no idea really how to be effective at a gym. It was all kind of like intimidating to me. So investing heavily in that trainer was something that I was willing to do because I was desperate. But around 9 months, I still wasn't really getting results personally. And I think the majority of it was because I didn't have the nutritional component, but I was also having to like skip days at the gym, skip days with my trainer because my work was so unpredictable. And if I couldn't get out on time, then I couldn't make it to the gym on time. It was going to close. So 9 months, I'm defeated. I am frustrated. Still super insecure, and I'm in pain. I'm trying to manage these symptoms, and my health was just kind of on this decline. My outlook on it was on this decline. So she was telling me about this accountability group, right? Because when you're at the gym, you're there with people at the gym, and then the rest of the day you're on your own, right? So this is an accountability group, and it piqued my interest for sure. I wanted to be a part of that. I needed that support and that accountability. I also needed a discount. So with everything going on with my back and everything came a lot of medical bills. So the discount was really beneficial for me. When you enroll as a coach, you get 25% off. And I'm like, yep, I would like a coupon for my groceries, please. I would like to save 25% off on Shakeology. So that's initially how I got started. And just in that first, I'll say the first month, very early on, I learned the power of taking people on your journey with you, for both you and for them. Because you might be sitting there saying, like, I'm just getting started myself. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I don't have a transformation yet. I didn't finish a program. Whatever those, I call them limiting beliefs, are like speaking to you right now. I was that girl. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just ready to get started on my journey. I needed accountability, and I knew that this girl had shared like on social media. So I just started posting on Facebook saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. And I'm going to fail forward, I'm sure, 100 times, but anyone want to join me, sort of thing. And it was really incredible to have people, even at the beginning of my journey, say, hey, let's do this together. And it's because they weren't looking at me saying, oh yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. They looked at me saying, she's excited. She's joyful about this. She's going to be dedicated to this. And I need accountability too, because we all need that support. We all need that accountability. And it was actually after 3 weeks of doing the first program, I actually had a spinal cord stimulator trial, which was an implant. I couldn't exercise for a week. And I think for a lot of us, we could say this isn't the right time. You know, I have X, Y, and Z going on. I can't possibly pour into myself. I can't do X, Y, and Z. And having that community, having something positive to pour into, having, I guess, kind of a distraction, but a really empowering distraction was exactly what I needed. Like, why would I want to go through that kind of stuff alone? You know, especially I was away from my family, didn't really have a community here. So why wouldn't I want to have people that I could lean on, and they could still pour into me from like a personal development standpoint, and we could still focus on nutrition. You can still take steps forward. The circumstances are very rarely ever going to be perfect. So I needed that accountability. I love that while I was struggling, people who I didn't even really know were lifting me up. And in turn, I found that I was inspiring them. I was breathing belief into people without me even realizing it, whether it was in the groups, whether it was at the hospital. I was working, and people started to see a difference. They started to see that I was proof that this worked, and they wanted to be a part of it. I was not super intentional about coaching when I first started. I was just sharing. I was being positive about it. And I guess that light attracted other girls who were ready for their journeys to begin. It attracted them to me. So with that, I earned a free ticket to Summit, which is our annual conference. So I got to go to Vegas, which was really exciting. And I think for me, it was that trip. It was those few days, something within me clicked, and there was like this fire that was ignited within me to be able to create the life that I dreamed of. Because I don't know about you, but like, especially when I was a full-time nurse, like I was thinking about the life that I would want, how I would want to be present, how I wouldn't have to want to be away from my family on Christmas, and how I wouldn't want to be away on weekends, and I would want to be home with my future family, not leaving early in the morning and coming home when they're asleep. Like there were different things that I wanted for my future. I just had no idea how I was ever going to be able to make that happen. Like nursing, this is the path that I chose. So I started envisioning, I started seeing what people were able to do with this opportunity. But very quickly, the doubts and hesitations started to set in. So those limiting beliefs, you know, the voices that remind you of all the reasons that you can't, all the ways that you've failed in the past, all the poor choices that you've made up to this point. There's no way that you could do this. And again, it wasn't the Beachbody transformations or the company itself or things that I was doubting. It wasn't the guest speakers that were empowering people. I didn't doubt that. I believed what they were saying was true. But the huge limiting belief that I had was just me, like little me, completely like underqualified. I have no business. I am struggling in my own journey. And I just didn't see it. I didn't see it for me. And the really cool thing is that, like, when you're around people that are going to lift you up, when you're around that positivity enough, your beliefs about yourself start to change, sometimes even without you knowing it. One of the other things I was thinking was, what in the world are people going to think? People at my work, people on social media, my family, what are they going to say about me? And I was so insecure, so like had such a lack of confidence in myself that the approval or thoughts of people around me weighed so heavily in the choices that I made about my life. Rachel Hollis says that someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And I recommend tucking that one away, because I remind myself still 5 years into this of that truth very often through my journey. When I doubt certain things or I am insecure about certain things, like, that person's opinion is not going to get me to my dream, and I'm certainly not going to allow it to keep me from my dream. So even with that doubt present, those limiting beliefs throughout that week, all of the voices, all of the stories, all of these leaders saying, go for it. They were saying the power of my story matters, that my journey is important. That started to outshine those doubts that were within me. They were still there, but again, that fire was ignited within me. There's a reason that we focus so much on personal development. You'll hear it within our team, like pouring into yourself, just like your workouts and your nutrition. You have to fuel your mind, and being surrounded by people in this community within our team that help you rise, that challenge you, that push you outside of those comfort zones. It's so, so necessary. The person that I was 5 years ago is absolutely not the person that I am now. And most of that is from personal development, being able to evolve as we move forward and grow from other people. And in the beginning, I was primarily focused on myself. The few girls that were joining me, yes, I needed that accountability. With my diagnosis came so much fear, so much hopelessness sometimes, and I was scared and I was angry, and there were so many emotions, so many struggles that I was just trying to just manage it, push through those circumstances and so forth. And I was learning as I went along with coaching that I didn't have to be defined by that. I didn't have to be defined by my pain. I could choose to overcome it mentally. I could choose, what we focus on expands, right? So I could choose to focus on that pain every single day, or I could use it for good. I could encourage other people. And it started to encourage me. It started to change that even though my pain was still the same, it was actually worsening, my outlook was different. My joy was different. My purpose and my calling was different. I didn't have to stay defined by those circumstances and those struggles. And in that valley, in the pain, like I mentioned earlier, in that current obstacle in that season came the stress of bills. Medical bills, and I was desperate for solutions. I was willing to try anything, and all that really came to mind was yes, I'm desperate for that solution. How in the world am I going to pay for that? The medications, the co-pays, your deductibles, all of that stuff of here I am out on my own for the first time, and I'm I don't know, credit cards and overtime at the hospital. That's all I could think, except here I was already struggling. And even though I loved what I did at the hospital, it was so hard to be caring for people and moving people and being gone for 14 hours a day when I was just holding back tears inside because I was in so much pain. So helping people through coaching, it gave me margin. It gave me choice to say, I'm not going to pick up overtime anymore. I'm going to serve my body and be able to be home and still serve people, still help people with their health and kind of do it comfortably with my own body. But it started out with, a couple $100 a month. And that was enough to pay those bills and kind of take that stress off of my shoulders and allow me to breathe. But it started compounding. The more people I served, the more people I helped reach their goals, my income was changing. I was able to pay off those medical bills. I didn't have the credit card debt anymore. I was able to pay my car off 14 months early. I was able to go home and see my family when I wanted to because I missed them so much. It just gave me more flexibility with the choices that I was making, being able to choose where I wanted to be. And just with compliance, like income with this company, and it's completely based on your own efforts, your work ethic. There's no income that's guaranteed here. Okay. So it's all up to you and how you serve people and help them reach their goals, because this isn't even about pushing products. Maybe that's a hesitation of yours, because I did a thing like that when I was in nursing school, and I was like, I will never do that again. I hate confrontation. I don't like that. But serving people, I can serve people. Maybe that's the nurse in me, how God created me. But I want to help. I want to serve people, and I want to share my story and encourage others. And that's basically what this is. It's a relationship building business. It's about helping other people and leading with your own journey. And if you look at like your coaches, the coach who invited you, if you look at their page or you look at mine, or you're a part of this team with us, you'll see that we don't do that. We lead with heart and helping people and leaving people better, never pushing products. Okay. So if that's a fear of yours or a hesitation, that's not our style. So coaching next to these women and in this team helped me. It changed who I was, and it taught me not to settle. It taught me to be courageous. It has taught me to love myself in every single season, not when the weight's gone, not when you get over here to this goal, but like where you are right now, you are worthy and you're beautiful. And I never believed that before. Coaching isn't what you look like. Like you'll see in this team and all across Beachbody, like everyone looks different. The stories are different. The journeys are different. The struggles are different. Goals are different. And of course our bodies are different. And it took me a really long time to be able to look in the mirror and say, wherever you are right now, I love you. And you're all of these great things, instead of picking myself apart. Like the fitness and the nutrition is incredible, but how this has helped me see myself different and be proud of who I am is amazing to be able to stand testimony to, when for 30 years, like that was not my reality. So you guys, you get to decide what this is for you. You get to set the pace, you set the goals, and we are here to help you reach them. There's 3 different paths that you can take as a coach. And like you can start with just your journey and enjoying the 25% discount, focusing on you. And if, people come along the way, the opportunity is there for you, but that's certainly not your focus. The other way is kind of how I started, which was I'm going to help 3 people every month, but I'm also going to like really pour into my journey here and get really great results, and kind of like just like a limited focus here. That's how I got started, was helping 3 people a month. That was going to cover my costs and also provide a little bit of margin for me, but also help me move forward in my own personal journey. And the other way is going all in with it. And again, you get to set that too. Is in the beginning, I worked sometimes on just lunch breaks and so forth, and it can evolve over time. You set the pace, you set the goals. The coach who invited you and this team will be here to guide and support you through it. So after years, like too many years of toxic environments at work, missed holidays with family, you put in the request, it's denied. Where your heart wants to be, someone else says that that's not a priority. That lack of appreciation, the minimal income growth, like all of those things just kept building. And it finally was like, I need a new path. I need a new path. There's no way that I want to continue this for another 10, 20, 30 years till I retire. Like, just because this was my path in the beginning doesn't mean it has to remain my path. You know, our goals change and we evolve. So I changed my coaching path, and I became full-time as a coach. So I actually walked away from nursing a year ago. And my priority is still absolutely my own journey. It's helping other people get healthier and fitter and just kind of feeling their best, especially with like self-love and mindset. But now I love leading people to the lives that they desire. So whether it's more margin, more freedom, more fulfillment, like, again, whatever your goal is, it's my goal, your coach's goal, this team's goal to help you achieve that. We lead in a few different ways. So we have team groups that gives you the community. You're able to check in there. It's primarily on Facebook, but you'll check in there. You can ask questions. We're going to be celebrating each other in there. And it just gives you a chance to kind of connect with this team. We have team trainings, weekly calls, where it's kind of like a Zoom like this, and you get to learn from guest speakers, from leaders on the things like social media, how to build, how to serve people, how to connect with people, all the things that you're probably thinking, I have no idea how to do any of those things. We learn, we grow. And the things that I know now, I certainly didn't know 5 years ago. So I love that we're constantly learning from each other, constantly growing together. We have one-on-one mentoring. So the coach that you join with is going to set up mentoring calls with you so that they can specifically treat your individualized goal in your plan. Y'all can talk through things, but you have that direct line there. And then, of course, we're going to support you on your health and fitness journey, because it starts with you. And the way that we don't sell and we don't push products is we just lead with our journey and we share what we're doing. So being in a challenge group is really important. That's where you're going to have the community and the tools and the resources and the support to help you every day in your own journey and overcoming those struggles that you're going through. So to get started with our team, there's also a couple of different ways. You can sign up with a challenge pack, which is like the fitness and the nutrition, that little bundle, or you can enroll for $40. If you enroll with a challenge pack, because you're investing in yourself, Beachbody waives that $40 enrollment fee. Or if you've gotten a challenge pack in the past, like you're like, oh, hey, I enrolled with this a month ago or 6 months ago, and now I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm ready to share my story. I'm ready to pay this gift forward. Then you can enroll. You pay the $40, and then Beachbody is actually going to reimburse that within a couple of days. So you don't have to pay that fee again. Everyone receives that wonderful 25% off discount. So that's really exciting. No matter what path you choose, everyone's going to be able to benefit from that. There's a $15.95 monthly fee that will start next month, the month after you enroll. And that's going to provide you with your website. So we don't have to worry about any of like the IT stuff, thank goodness, or IBMS. But Beachbody provides all of that for you. So they're going to say, hey, we're launching this. You want to get someone signed up. Like, it's really, really easy to use, and they have all of that for you. Anyone who's a veteran, you're in the military, or you're a military spouse, you do not have to pay that $15.95 each month. And you don't have to pay the $40 enrollment fee either. Those are all waived. It's a simple form we fill out, and then you're good to go. And we earn income from anywhere from like 25% to 40% commission. That's the primary way, especially in the beginning. And we'll talk more later about how you can build your income beyond that, because I don't want to overwhelm you. But essentially, being a part of the team, starting to build a team, is how you can start to earn that residual income. We grow together, we build together, we succeed together. So in closing, another quote from Rachel Hollis, because she's my girl. Guys, it's not just about the goal. It's not just about the dream, but who you become along the journey. And I am forever thankful for the woman that I am now, 5 years later, who I've evolved into. And I'm excited about how I'm going to evolve moving forward. I'm thankful that my new husband gets this version of me instead of the very broken, insecure, overwhelmed, circa 2014 Megan. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you giving me the opportunity to share my heart. That means so much to me, for you being open to learning more about what our team is about and what our heart's mission is. And I'm really looking forward to continuing our journeys to become our best selves together. So I want you to reach out to the coach who invited you here. Myself and that coach are always here if you have any other questions, but let them know what you thought. Let them know how they can serve you in steps forward. And I'll see you in our team page very soon. Thanks for hopping on.